Right, good morning. It's a bit of a show and tell, and it's a bit of a chat, a bit of a dilemma chat, and an explanation chat. So I make lots and lots of samples. I don't know how long you followed me on here, or how long you followed my blog, but you notice I make lots of embroidered samples. Um, that's mostly to keep myself informed, keep myself fresh, to try new ideas, and also depends on what I'm teaching at the time because I have to make samples for teaching. Then I come to the situation where what do I do with them? It doesn't matter to me if I never make a finished thing. I get so much pleasure just from the doing and the thinking and the extending of things, but they can be quite difficult to store and to preserve safely. So occasionally what I do is design sheets. So this was a sample that I stitched, and that was a sample that I stitched, and this is what I thought was a nice way of presenting them, and I still think that is valid. It's a nice way of presenting those, putting them on nice paper and embellishing the paper and the background of the thing they're going on. That works for me, I like that. But then the only thing is, they go in a portfolio, a big open portfolio, well, not an open portfolio, like a case that you put them in, then you zip it up and they're in there, but it's quite hard to keep them pristine in there. You might notice that's a bit creased there, so that's one of those. This is another one, and I do take them out a lot because they inspire. This one I got out today and I'd completely forgotten about it, so that will stay out a bit longer because it will inform something else. So don't throw anything away either. Don't ever throw anything away. This is a lesson in don't ever throw anything away, because I go back through these and I just get all fired up again and inspired again and excited again. So that's another one. Now there's a few. There's this one. This was an embroidered sample that again I put onto some good paper and embellished the background and embellished another background and attached it, and they work. They absolutely work as finished samples presented well. If I was presenting these to a client for, say, somebody wanted to buy some samples to progress them in an industrial matter, then I'd have to remount all these because they're creased and you can't ever present with creased things. But fortunately that's not going to happen with these. And this is another one, simple stitch sample on a page of good paper, it's upside down actually, that's been embellished, okay. And another one here. And this is one from, you saw something from this collection on my blog the other day. I mean, there's so much going on here, it can't fail to inspire me. I just love it. And I don't know how long ago I did this work, I can't remember, but somebody who did the class will probably tell me. But then there's your other option, which is big sketchbooks, okay? They do keep safer in here. You've got to be careful when you're opening pages and closing pages that you don't trap things. So this was a stitch sample, and I put it on this page, but it wasn't enough, so I made that to go on the page with it. That, I don't know what happened with that. There must have been something else there and I took it off to use it again. This one, a stitch sample, I embellished the page. Now they're safer in here, but those ones I showed you first wouldn't fit in here. I mean, I probably could reduce them in size and get them in here. That's maybe something to think about. And another one, that was a stitch sample that was put on a page, and the page was altered so that that didn't just look as if it was plonked on the page. And again, this one, there's nothing else in here. I mean, I've got so many of these books, I didn't want to show them all, but so that's my dilemma with samples when I finish them. What do I do with them now? Do I put them in a book? Do I do a big design sheet? What do you want to do, Karen? Now ideally, I mean, I'm sure I can get a book bigger than, I could probably make my own, to be fair, bigger than this, and they would be better preserved in there, I think, than in the big portfolio. I put wad in between the pages when there's big things in, like this, to stop it affecting the other page, but you can see little indentations in there that have come from those big beads. And then, so I was looking at this one again today, there's things in here that maybe do need a little bit more titivation. So this was a design exercise I did, and I started it in the book, so it stayed in the book. So these samples were made for the book. I've got so many of these books. This was one I did separately and attached into the book. That's another one. So just to say, if you're going to ask my advice about what to do with your samples, number one, do not throw them away. Number two, find yourself a sketchbook. You don't have to. So like I've done this, okay. Let me go back to this. We'll just use this one as an example because it's opened on that page. Oh, now it's come out of there. Never mind, I'll put that back in there. You don't have to do all this that I've done. I mean, you might be happy with that just on its own on the page. Don't feel you've got to do all the extra embellishment or the extra work on the page. As long as your samples are safe and you're happy with them, and you put just that on there and you're happy with that, then that's fine. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's all to do with individual taste and what your preferred aesthetic is. And I can't see anything blank without wanting to embellish it, but not everybody's like that, and I understand that. So don't think it's compulsory to do anything like that. But just for safety's sake, I would say get them in a book or something. Now I've got boxes of samples that still need to have something done to them. I mean, that would be my life. If I started doing that now, that would be my life forever. I'd never get anything else done. But then I come to this, and these perhaps are neglected. In my opinion, they're neglected because there's nothing else going on. So for example, in an ideal world, I would do something down here and up here and perhaps round here in like a free motion, like organic way to soften these edges. And this one, say, I think I probably did this in a class to demonstrate the mounting technique, but then there's definitely potential for stuff down there as well. So I just thought, because you might come to my blog and you're making all these samples, what's you doing with them, what they're going to be. It isn't important for me that they be anything apart from themselves. The fact that they exist is enough for me. I know a lot of people, and again, there's no right or wrong with this, a lot of people need an end goal, like a bag, or an eider down, or a throw, or, you know, I understand that, I appreciate that, and that's perfectly fine, but not me. I don't mind. I just get so much joy from getting these out and looking through them. And they spark things, they really do. So if you've got a load of samples sitting somewhere, even if you don't want to put them in a book or on a sheet like this, I bet you any money they would inspire. They would absolutely inspire. So take them out and have a look and see how that, if it does fire you up. And if it doesn't, I'll be very surprised. And if it doesn't, you come back and tell me, you're wrong, didn't inspire. But I think it definitely would inspire. Okay.